Welcome, Reef fans, to my video journal work in progress 75-gallon reef tank. This is journal entry number 2. So we're 8 weeks in. It's been 2 weeks since my last video, my first video, but nonetheless 2 weeks since my first video. I made some changes. I'm going to show you why I made the changes I made. Again, there's not one way to do this hobby. You're going to see my way, and we're going to see if it works. So, the live rock. I started with about 100 pounds or so estimated live rock for my first video in the tank. I wanted a lot more swimming area for the fish. I wanted the area to add corals on the sand, maybe an anemone on the sand, but I needed more total water volume area in the tank. So now we've got about 50 pounds of live rock instead of the 100 in the main tank. I put two rather large pieces in the sump. They're probably 10 pounds each, so we probably got about 20 pounds in the sump. So we've got 75 pounds total, 1 pound per gallon. I don't know if necessarily that the rule of thumb, 1.5 pounds of rock, 2 pounds of rock per gallon is really holds true. We'll see. I'm a believer in the tank will tell you what it needs. Monitor your levels, and the tank will tell you what you're missing. If the nitrite level spikes up, the live rock, that's what they're there for. They're there to break down the ammonia to nitrite to nitrate, and deep into the live rock, similar to how a deep sand bed works. The nitrate will convert to gas and be released from the rocks. So it can do that. We'll see if the rock does do what it's intended to do. If not, we'll make changes. So one change, big change. A lot of rock gone from the tank. Change number 2, sand beds. And this is an important topic. What do we do when we set up our tank? Again, no one right way to do it. We've got 3 basic choices. We go bare bottom. You'll see the abbreviation BB. So when someone says their substrate is BB, that means bare bottom. They've got nothing on the bottom. Many people do 1.5 inches to 2 inches of sand, whether it's live sand or some other type of sand. They do 1.5 to 2 inches of sand, and that's a problem. We'll talk about that. And then option number 3 is deep sand bed. So you're 3 to 4 inches plus, depending on the size of your sand. The smaller the grain of sand, the shallower your deep sand bed can be. The larger the grain of sand, the deeper your deep sand bed needs to be, so that you create that anaerobic area. Obviously, when you're compacting small grain sand, you can more easily create that. Benny, come here. Here's all the noisemakers. Look, you need to stop. Murphy, say hello. Benny, where are you? Come here. Say hello. All right, leave me alone. All right, so once again, deep sand bed, 3 inches if you got very, very fine sand. Problem with that is if you have good water circulation, it's going to blow all over the place. Medium-sized sand, 4 inches is kind of the starting point. Larger grain sand, you're going to be at 5 inches for your deep sand bed. So what did I do? The deep sand bed, it has its advantages. However, remember that your deep sand bed is a living organism. You've got, in this tank, a 48-inch by 18-inch I believe is the depth of this tank, 18 inches. So you've got 48 by 18 inches of a living organism, basically, that you need to take care of. You've got the critters in there, and they need to be taken care of. You've got the feeding and the maintenance that you need to do in your tank, and you have to recall and always remember in the back of your mind you've got a deep sand bed that can only handle so much. It can only handle so much. The big problem, if you really don't know what you're doing, and you don't do the proper maintenance, and you don't take good care of your deep sand bed, is that it can turn on you quickly. Your deep sand bed can become a nutrient producing factory where it's not decomposing the detritus the way it's supposed to, and it's going to ooze all that back into your tank. So you're going to have nitrate problems and phosphate problems, and guess what? The only way to fix it that I've read about, the only way to fix a problem when your deep sand bed goes bad, old tank syndrome, is to remove all the sand. Break down your tank and remove every piece of sand and start that deep sand bed over again. I don't want to do that. Okay? I don't want to do that. Obviously there's those of you who deeply believe in that, and that's your choice. Have a deep sand bed. It works for many. It's not my substrate of choice. Neither was bare bottom. I went a natural looking tank. As you could see, I didn't go bare bottom. Bare bottom is very easy because you can circulate the water. Nothing's going to blow around. You get the detritus in your water column, and your system's going to take over and break that down for you. You don't have to worry about it settling anywhere and decaying and fouling your tank, causing excess nitrates and phosphates. So what did I do? A couple things, and the sand and the rock, the way it's set up, complement each other. So I've got about a half an inch of sand, Carib Sea sand, in the bottom of the tank. It's a fine grain, but it's not too fine of a grain sand. I believe it's a Fiji pink. But you'll look at the store and you'll pick one. About 1 millimeter in size is a good size, grain size of sand. Maybe a little bit more, maybe up to 1.7 millimeters or so. You don't want it to blow around too much as you circulate water through the tank. So I've got some sand in here. So what does that mean? That means I have to maintain that sand myself. I'm gonna have critters in the tank, but not as many critters as I would if I had the deep sand bed. When I do my water changes, I'm going to make sure that I hit that deep sand bed, I stir it up, and I get the detritus in the water column. Deep sand bed, you don't necessarily have to really do much to it all. Most people do a small raking of it. This small half-inch sand bed, I'm going to have to siphon a little bit more than you would with a deep sand bed, but I don't have the potential huge downside. Again, the tank will tell me what to do. So why did I set the rock the way I did? Again, this tank is 18 inches deep. I made sure all along the back I can get through there. I could siphon any detritus out of there through the back of the tank. So we only have 18 inches front to back. The rack is set up in such a manner that I can get to the back. So that's it. That's the quick update on what we're doing. The lighting, it's again it's 8 weeks. We could have had this set up a lot quicker. The tank's been cycled. The tank's really ready for fish. If I wanted to put some fish in, I could, and maybe I'll throw some fish in there. But it's not ready for coral. I need to still change out the light. I had a $900 car repair bill that kind of put the hold on the light fixture. So there we are. So so I appreciate you watching. Just gotta, sorry fellas, gotta move over here for a minute. So again, work in progress tank. You know, this is the video journal. We're 8 weeks in. We're doing good. I think the tank's looking nice. You know, we'll get a close up real quick. I think everything's looking good. The rock's looking really healthy. You know, it's really healthy. Again, the canary in the coal mine, we still got the Galaxia coral. He's, you know, an aggressive coral. He's not as high up as he likes, and the lighting is not good for him. So he's not out the way he should be. Normally, there's great coral, fun coral. Those of you who want to know about Galaxia coral, if I can get a better angle. You can't see it today again because he's not out the way he normally is, but sweeper tentacles come out, and it's really cool to watch how they go out and they come back in. You know, he's sweeping to protect his territory when he does that. So that's why he needs to go in a corner all by himself, like the bad kid, or he needs to come out of the tank altogether. So we'll decide on him. So anyhow, hopefully next time, in the next 2-3 weeks, we'll have the light in place and maybe a couple corals, and you know, then we'll really start to see how we're progressing. So there we are. So that's sand options, live rock options, stacking options, a little aquaculture. So it's a little hodgepodge of where we are 2 weeks from the first video. So hope you're following. Hope you enjoy it. You know, I do this for myself, and if one person wants to watch, you know, that's great. But I do this for myself, and I post on YouTube, you know, for myself. And you know, I'm gonna go back and look. You guys, these are long videos, so if you don't look, that's fine too. But it's my way of knowing where I came from and where I'm gonna go. Again, the tank will talk to you. The tank will tell you what it needs, and that's the main takeaway. The tank will tell you what it needs. If the nitrates go up, we're gonna work on it. We're gonna take care of it. We'll put the refugium in if we have to. The tank will tell you what it needs. Okay, remember that. So there we go, and we'll see you again in another couple of weeks. Thanks for watching.